whatever you feel like, man. You know, if you feel slow, if you feel good, fast, just go.
The Japanese wife. "Oh Lord," he said, "Japanese women, real women, they have not forgotten, bowing and smiling, closing the wounds men have made. But American women will kill you like they tear a lampshade. American women, careless than a dime. They've gotten derailed. They're too nervous to make good, always scowling, belly aching, disillusioned, overwrought. But oh Lord, say the Japanese women. There was this one. I came home and the door was locked, and when I broke in, she broke out the bread knife and chased me under the bed. And her sister came, and they kept me under the bed for 2 days. And when I came out, at last, she didn't mention attorneys. She just said, 'You will never wrong me again.' And I didn't. But she died on me. And dying, she said, 'You can wrong me now.' And I did. But you know, I felt worse than when she was living. There was no voice, no knife, nothing but little Japanese prints on the wall. All those tiny people sitting by the red rivers with floating green birds, and I took them down and put them face down in a drawer with my shirts, and it was the first time I realized that she was dead. Even though I buried her, and someday I'll take them all out again. All the tan-faced little people sitting happily by their bridges and huts and mountains. But not right now. Not just yet." Should I go on? Voila! In view, a humble vaudevillain veteran, cast vicariously as both victim and villain by the viscositudes of fate. This visage, no mere veneer of vanity, in vestige of the vox populi, now vacant, vanished. However, this valorous vistation of a bygone vexation stands vivified, and has vowed to vanquish the venal and virulent vermin vanguarding vice, vouchsafying the violently vicious and voracious violation of volation. The only verdict is vengeance, and vendetta held in votive, not in vain, for the value and veracity of such shall one day vindicate the vigilant and the virtuous. Verily, this vitiosity of verbiage veers most verbose. So let me simply add that it is my very good honor to meet you, and you may call me V. People should not be afraid of their governments. Governments should be afraid of their people. Anything else?
The last one.
I want to overthrow the government, but all I brought down was somebody's wife. 30 dogs, 20 men, on 20 horses, and 1 fox, and look here, they write. You are a dupe for the state, the church. You are in the ego dream. Read your history, study the monetary system. Note that the racial war is 23,000 years old. I remember 20 years ago sitting with an old Jewish tailor, his nose in the lamplight like a cannon sighted on the enemy, and there was an Italian pharmacist who lived in an expensive apartment in the best part of town. We plotted to overthrow a tottering dynasty. The tailor sewing buttons on a vest, the Italian poking his cigar in my eye, lighting up a tottering dynasty myself, always drunk as possible, well-read, starving, depressed, but actually a good young piece of ass would have solved all my rancor, but I didn't know this. I listened to my Italian and Jew, and I went out down dark alleys smoking borrowed cigarettes and watching the backs of houses come down in flames. But somewhere we missed. We were not men enough, large or small enough, or we only wanted to talk, or we bored so we were bored, so the anarchy fell through, and the Jew died. The Italian grew angry because I stayed with his wife when he went down to the pharmacy. He did not care to have his personal government overthrown, and she overthrew easy, and I had some guilt. The children were asleep in the other bedroom, but later I won 200 in a crap game and took a bus to New Orleans, and I stood on the corner listening to the music coming from bars, and then I went inside the bars, and I sat there thinking about the dead Jew. How all he did was sew on buttons and talk, and how he gave away, although he was stronger than any of us. He gave way because his bladder would not go on. Maybe that saved Wall Street and Manhattan and the church and Central Park West and Rome, the left bank, but the pharmacist's wife, she was nice. She was tired of bombs under the pillow and hissing the Pope, and she had a very nice figure, very good legs. But I guess she felt as I, that the weakness was not government, but man. One at a time, that men were never as strong as their ideas, and that ideas were governments turned into men. And so it began on a couch with a spilled martini, and it ended in the bedroom. Desire, revolution, nonsense ended, and the shades rattling in window, rattling like sabers, cracked like cannons. 30 dogs, 20 men on 20 horses chased one fox across the field under the sun, and I got out of bed and yawned and scratched my belly and knew that soon, very soon, I would have to get very drunk again.